All right, I will hit go back.
Oh, let's see. Why is it coming up on my thing?
Oh, that's fun. They're chatting.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay. All right, oh. Calm down. Okay, there we go.
Calm down.
Calm down.
Hopefully mine is muted once it actually pops up.
Yeah, mine was hot. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Lisa.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another live show. And now, of course, Google wants me to do a 2-step verification process to sign into YouTube.
Oh, no. No.
Let me just do that so I can actually see the chat while it's happening. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I'm just waiting for it to come. Okay, it's muted. Yay!
Hey.
So, hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. This one, hopefully, will have, I don't know, plenty of kind of stuff to talk about, but it is definitely a shorter one. This is kind of in the a common life category, where it is, I mean, it's definitely a book length, several hundred pages, but it's short or it's less plot heavy, I guess, for Mitford. Although this one had more happening in it than A Common Life did. So I liked this one, and I like this one despite being in a semi-reading slump, and I read basically 200 pages of it today. I kept putting it off because I was just like, I'm just not in the mood to read. And once I picked it up today, I was extremely charmed by it. And the part that got to me the most was Dooley wanting to change his last name to Kavanaugh.
I know.
It was so sweet. And he calls him Dad. I just,
every time he calls him Dad, I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
And I just love, like, Tim, like, Father Tim worked his butt off with that kid. And so it's just so rewarding and sweet to see the bond that they have, and just, I don't know, like how well Dooley is turning out. And I love that Sadie just saw Miss Sadie saw something in him, and he still doesn't know about all the money coming his way. So yeah, I really like that aspect of it. I loved both Timothy and Cynthia working really hard on a Christmas present. And at the end of the day, like, it doesn't, the presents don't really matter, but I think it is really sweet to see people that's a love language, to show someone that you care about them working really hard on a gift. So I think there was a lot to like about this, and I liked having the Christmas cheer in August. And I think none of us cooked anything for this, right?
No. Oh, did you?
Oh, what did you cook?
I cooked Cynthia's risotto.
Ooh, was it good?
I just made it after work.
Wow. Is that your first time making risotto?
It is. Oh, it's good.
Good.
I've been really intimidated by risotto, and then I saw this recipe and I was like, this doesn't look as hard as I thought it was.
Yeah. Was it with arborio rice or?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Because sometimes it can be hard to track it down, not all.
Yeah, I grabbed the last little pouch at my store last night.
That's awesome.
The only tweak I did is it was supposed to add pesto, and I just added some fresh basil leaves from my balcony.
There you go.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I think the key to risotto is just don't leave it. You just like treat it like a little baby. And stir and stir and stir. And one tip I saw, because I watched like 10 YouTube tutorials before I started because I was so scared. And they just said, add broth a ladleful at a time. And I thought that was helpful. And I haven't messed it up once in the 15 times I've made it. So I don't think that speaks to my skill as a cook that I've done it successfully 15 times. I think it speaks to if you just don't do anything else but stir and watch your risotto.
Just stand there.
Yes, exactly.
I have not yet tried it, but I have seen many tutorials on it. But for some reason, I still haven't tried it. I don't know why I watch tutorials on it if I'm not going to actually make it.
Mitten Kitchen is a food blogger. Like, I can't remember what her given name is, but
Okay.
she has a couple risotto recipes, and the one that I really like, it's bacon, egg, and leek. But we never use leek, so I'm not going to buy it just for that recipe. So
Yeah.
I add cheese instead of leek because, they're so similar. I was like, this risotto needs cheese. But so I just make it like a bacon, egg, and cheese risotto, and it's
That sounds
they're so good.
Yeah.
I love like leek barley soup.
It is good, but I guess I'm also I really like making risotto with onions.
Mm.
And I feel like I'm less experienced with knowing how to soften leeks properly without like burning them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Elizabeth knows Smitten Kitchen. Yes, Deb. That is her first name.
Oh, I was gonna say Emma, but I haven't. I used to subscribe to her blog back when blogging was a big thing, and so for some reason I haven't read her blog in years, and for some reason I was thinking it was Emma. I must be thinking of somebody else.
Oh, that's so funny. So Rainey, what did you think of Shepherd's Abiding?
I really liked it too. I wouldn't say this probably wasn't one of my favorites, but I feel like it has more to do with the fact that my audiobook kept screwing up.
Oh.
and that I would have to stop when I wouldn't otherwise have stopped. Because like at work, I don't have Wi-Fi at work because my work is cheap. And so I had it on like my library app, and I guess I don't download it. I guess I just have it on the Overdrive app or something like that. And usually once I download all the files at home, it just continues and it's fine.
Right.
But this time it was like every part of it would stop and tell me I needed to download it, but it looked like it was downloaded. So, and then I would try to do it again or whatever, and it would say error, but I don't have Wi-Fi. So I couldn't re-download it until I was at home. So it was like every day I got to listen to one part. So like a 5-hour audiobook took me 5 days to do.
That's really irritating. That seems like some hoopla nonsense. Like Overdrive usually doesn't give me trouble like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I don't know why it did that this time, but I'm wondering because I got a new to me car that has Bluetooth in it where I can listen to it through my speakers, which is probably normal for most people's cars now. But
it sounds so luxurious though.
Doesn't it? I went from a 2004 to a 2015, so I feel like
awesome.
But I'm just kind of wondering if like the first time I tried it with it, if it just kind of screwed it up somehow. And because that's the only audiobook I've ever done that with. So I don't know, maybe.
That's interesting. It could be Bluetooth. Maybe. I don't know. It can be weird. There was one night like Bluetooth kept trying to hang up my phone call. It would say like my microphone wasn't turned on, but I didn't. Yep. I had like used it to listen to music, and then I was trying to make a phone call. So yeah. But you like this one.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a tangent, but I really liked, I did like the Dooley part with wanting to change his name. And I liked when he was like all embarrassed to tell Father Tim he was going out to dinner with Lacey. I was like, oh, here we go. It's the beginning of the road.
I'm going to the Italian restaurant.
Oh, yes. I forgot all about that part.
You didn't get a scene at the Italian restaurant, but
yeah.
Oh well.
I know. I'm like, why is the Italian restaurant like so obscure and in the background? Like we never get to actually see the Italian restaurant.
They made such a to-do of it.
Yeah.
What would her home turn into? Yeah.
And then now we never see it. We just hear about it.
We need to see it on the page in this next book.
Yeah. What else did I like? I liked Uncle Billy. It was really cute. How he kept saying, I'm going to see Santy. That was cute. I just like their relationship, even though it's it's really like heartbreaking and stuff. I just
Right.
that he's sticking it out, and he's giving it his all.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
and lost it. There was another storyline that I really liked, and now I can't think.
Hope and Scott.
Oh yeah, I liked Hope and Scott. I thought they were cute.
That was really sweet. Now, since I did speed read it, I was wondering if I missed, did we hear for sure what Edith Mallory, did she make a decision about the bookstore?
Yeah, she did. Hope is gonna be able to continue on.
Okay.
They said like her letter got lost in the mail or something, and then Edith had blinked, I guess, because Edith was still recovering from that house fire.
Yeah.
Edith had blinked yes, and so that was like right at the very end that Hope was going to be able to stay, and then she asked her sister to move.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Move to Mitford as well to work at the bookstore with her.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty idyllic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then Lisa says, I loved his gift to Rose, so sweet and thoughtful, and the found letter from her brother. That was really sweet.
I did not see that coming for some reason.
I did not either. I just thought it was like, oh, they won't know, who the, recipient of the letter was. And yeah, it was really sweet.
Yeah. I feel like, and again, I don't know if it was just because my audiobook was screwing up so much, or because I was listening to it at work, and sometimes that's odd, but I felt like there was so much going on, I had trouble focusing on it.
Yes.
So like, I almost feel like I could go back and re-listen to it to get everything that went on, because it just seemed like a lot of jumping around.
Yeah. Well, and my issue, I don't enjoy reading Uncle Billy's scenes. I enjoy hearing him. Oh, hi, Lizzie. Lizzie's here.
Oh, hi.
I enjoy hearing him like in the audiobook, but I find the way she writes the dialect for him, it's really cumbersome to read through.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
That's so funny because I've only ever listened to the audiobooks for these, so I don't even know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know how to spell that character's name. Like, I've only
yes.
But yeah, sometimes I find dialogue. That's I'm trying to read Mistress Pat or the first book, Pat of Silverbush, the first book in the Mistress Pat duology by Lucy Maud Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And she has the one character who's like the nursemaid kind of kitchen help in that book, has such a strong written accent that it's actually like a kind of a struggle sometimes. You're reading along like trying to like say it out loud to see like what they're trying to get to.
Yes.
But yeah, sometimes it is a bit distracting when they write too much of an accent into a character.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's very subjective. Like I know there are readers that struggle with the dialect in Sylvia's Lovers by Elizabeth Gaskell. And for some reason I didn't with that one. But then in How Green Was My Valley, the Welsh novel, I just could not like connect with it because of the dialect. So it just all depends on the book. Yeah, so Chelsea, you liked this one? Shepherd's
Yeah,
Above?
I really enjoyed it. It definitely like got me in the Christmas mood, and I'm like, no, we still have fall to enjoy. I can't like hype for Christmas yet because we haven't even done all the fall pumpkin candle kind of stuff. I can't get excited for Christmas.
Yeah, I wish we had like thought of the timing more, like been more strategic and like, I don't know, started this later or something, and then this would have been the December one.
Yeah, because it's definitely one I could see in a couple years coming back to at Christmas time. It's like just a perfect little Christmas story. I love like having the nativity scene as the main focus because I love nativity scenes and like Christmas villages and all those little like festive displays. So having that as the main setting and having Father Tim kind of like branch out and try to do an artsy project to please Cynthia was super sweet. And then at the very end, that reveal that her project had been fixing that angel that she didn't know was part of.
That's so sweet.
So sweet.
It was very like, except only a win-win situation, but kind of a version of the gift of the Magi. So in the gift of the Magi, they, she cuts her hair and sells it so she can have money to buy him a watch chain. And he sells his pocket watch so he can have money to buy her hairpins. And so it's this short story by O. Henry. But this was like a win-win situation. They were both working on the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like like nativity scenes and creches. And I loved where we used to live in Philadelphia. There was a big, really pretty Catholic church across from the park that the boys like to be at. And a peregrine falcon, like little family, lived in the bell tower. But anyhow, at Christmas time, what I loved is during Advent, they would have this huge nativity scene in this kind of like big glass case. It was really big. And then once Christmas Day was there, baby Jesus would be put in the nativity scene. So I always liked getting to see that at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I spend like inordinate amount of time looking at nativity scenes online. Dreaming of like the perfect nativity scene.
I know. I have one, like 3 white ceramic, which is really pretty, but I'm just like, I need like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Need like a whole scene.
You want that flock of sheep and the camel and
Where are my I need sheep.
Oh, Lisa pointed out, she said, did it seem too unrealistic that Father Tim could paint the figures? Is there anything he can't do? I kind of think that, like that.
Yeah. Although we didn't get to see it. It might have been not that.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
That's right. As long as he stayed inside the lines, maybe it was okay.
Have either of you ever gone to a midnight Christmas Eve service? I have not done it.
I don't think so. Have I? No, I guess not. I was in choir with the church I used to go to, and we would have like 4 different Christmas Eve services.
Oh,
basically stuck there all day long singing. And so there might have been, but I don't think it was that late.
It's like, I love the romance of it, and it's like such an old tradition, but the actual executing of it and like going to bed that late and then having to get up early for Christmas is really
I feel like anybody with kids, that's like no.
And then it talks about how like they didn't get to bed until 3:30, and then they roll out of bed early for Christmas. I was like, guys, sleep in. Like,
yeah.
They did actually. Now that I think about it, they did sleep in.
Okay, that's good. I was gonna say the presents will be there.
Yes.
You don't disappear if you don't get there by 5 o'clock in the morning. Trying to think if there's anything else.
Yeah, this was like such a short one.
Yeah.
I was really happy with Hope's storyline, and finally I feel like we're finally getting some payoff in the character of Scott. Was his name Scott? Like it was like he got introduced so early on, and then it was kind of nothing happened with him, and I was like, "What? Where's the story gonna go?" And then finally, it's like, "Oh, here he is."
Oh, Elizabeth Brink says, my growing up church, Lisa says, my bedtime is 9 p.m. Yeah, mine is like 9 or 9:30. And then Elizabeth Brink says, my growing up church had an 11 p.m. service. I got to go for the first time when I was 13, and it was a big treat. Now I would not want to go.
Yeah. There's like a very brief window of time in your age category where you're like, that sounds great. And then
yeah, and also I am so on edge about my sleep because like last night and then 2 nights ago, I just woke up at 3 a.m. and couldn't get back to sleep. So, so I'm like, I don't gamble with my sleep like that.
Yeah, jeez. anytime I can sleep, I'm gonna.
Right?
My dad can literally fall asleep at the drop of a hat. Like he will sit in a chair for 2 seconds and he will be snoring. And I'm like, how do you do that? And why did I not get those genes?
Yes. Share it.
I got his bad knees and I got his a hard time keeping his weight down. And after that, the similarities stopped. And I guess I kind of look like him. But after that, I didn't get any of the good stuff like being able to sleep at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
And the math skills. He has good math skills, and I can barely add. So
That's so funny. Like, thanks for all the annoying traits.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. It's like I would have liked some math skills. Thanks, Dad.
Well, if you ladies think of anything else, you can bring it up. But I just will say, firstly, Lisa says, I love how Father Tim gives Luella a certain lipstick, and she got all fancied up for Christmas and made biscuits for all. I love Luella. Yeah, we didn't get to see much of her the last book, so I liked getting to see her in this book. Yeah. And I just feel like so much of her life was taking care of Miss Sadie. So it's cool to see her as much as she can, at this stage in her life, enjoying it.
Yeah. But she seems like she has just like such a good attitude about everything, like she's not upset that she's in a nursing home or anything,
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's the other kind of unrealistic thing, though. It's like everybody seems so happy to be at Hope House. And I'm like, I mean, I have grandparents who are living at their house that they've lived in for many, many years, and it is too much for them to handle. But they are 86 and 91. And if we ever even suggested that they move into like assisted living or anything, it would not go well.
I feel like if you're going to do it, it has to be when you're like between 75 and 80.
Yeah.
And you're like willing to make a new transition and to like make new friends.
Right. Yeah.
Then I feel like if I was 86, I'd be terrified to move a new place.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. Like they have so much stuff. Oh gosh. Man.
That's such an old story, man.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I can't even.
There's a Canadian classic called The Stone Angel by Margaret Lawrence, which is all about a 9-year-old. It's like from the point of view of a 9-year-old woman who doesn't want to move into a nursing home, and you're kind of like with her on the drive while she remembers, like drives by places and remembers parts of her life, and her son is like trying to convince her, no, it's like this is what needs to happen, but you're in her mind of like, oh, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I feel like between like Uncle Billy and Luella, like I'm gearing up for some sad books. Like I'm like, they're getting old and sick.
Yeah. I think you're right.
There's a lot of old characters happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Kind of like, oh no, is there going to be a really sad book coming up?
No.
Like I hardly.
Also, how old is Barnabas at this point?
Yeah, because it's been 9 years. They said, I think somewhere he said like 9 years ago. So it's like Barnabas is at least 9, if not.
Oh no.
Well, he wasn't a puppy when they got him, like 10, 11, and he's a big dog.
I'm not going to be able to handle that. We might have to just say that Rainey can't come to that discussion.
Oh, do you know what? I just watched the Gilmore Girls episode where they have the wake for Cinnamon.
Oh, yeah. Remember that? I don't know. I've only ever watched Gilmore Girls one time. So
it's one of the I just started a rewatch, so it's very early into season 1. It's like the 4th episode.
Okay. I'll have to
it's the what's Sally somebody from All of a Kind family. Get a voice like this.
Oh yeah.
So I will just kind of announce here that I am really in a weird reading space in this like between summer and Victober time. And I have a cajillion books that I'm going to be planning on reading for Victober. In addition to reading a little portion of the Bronte's biography, and then it looks like the Halloween mystery I'm hosting will be Halloween Party. So anyhow, so we are going to have a brief 2-month hiatus, so September and October. And then we'll meet back for November.
So we're just moving our book choices to November.
Yes. So maybe I'll do an Instagram post just saying back in November.
Yeah.
And share it on my tab or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the tab too, so I can put that on.
Perfect.
Did either of you end up reading the Esther's Gift and the Mitford Snowman chapters?
I did that one today.
I think I want to save those for December.
Christmas?
Yeah, and we had talked about doing like a Zoom Christmas party, so this wouldn't be a live show, and we could have people who followed along, like if Elizabeth wanted to come, or Lisa or Lizzie, and maybe read aloud one of those stories. Okay, they're asking what the next book is. I need to look it up.
Oh, I already have it borrowed on my phone.
Nice.
It is Light from Heaven.
Light from Heaven. Oh, that's a great title. Oh, no. Who is seeing the light from heaven?
Oh, no.
No.
It's a picturesque little image of like a green hill.
Yeah, it's going off into glory, Chelsea.
No. Maybe it'll be the mean lady. What's
Emma.
her? Yes. No, not Emma. The one that got hurt in the fire.
Oh,
Edith.
Elizabeth says she loves Light from Heaven. I gotta say, I loved how little on page time Emma had this book. Sorry, I'm just not a fan.
Yeah, was she in it at all?
She was like mentioned. I didn't realize she had a grown daughter. I don't know why I had forgotten that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I know. So, and I also like that CUNY had another baby.
Another set of twins.
Oh yeah, twins.
Yes. I have a friend that has 2 sets of twins.
Oh really?
Yes. And that line that Anne Shirley says, "Twins seem to be my lot in life." That's like,
yeah.
And they were like, "Let's try for one more baby."
How about 2?
Or 2. Yeah.
Are those people that have in vitro and they have like 5 or more?
I cannot imagine. You just have to have hired help then.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. There was a time in my life where I thought I would have to do like in vitro or whatever if I ever had that. And I was like, I don't know if I could. I don't even know if I could take that, like the anxiety of I have.
Yeah. Nope. Totally.
But the life way never came about. So
yeah.
dodged a bullet there.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone for watching. And yeah, this is a bigger one, but it was a shorter book. So
Lisa says it's not Barnabas.
In November, towards the end of November. You what?
What's that? Oh,
what'd you say?
Rainey was just reading Lisa's comment. It's not Barnabas, which is like Barnabas. Ominous.
Yeah, ominous. Lisa's, wait.
It's not anybody. It's not Barnabas.
It's not. No.
Who? We should take a poll. Who do you think dies in A Light from Heaven?
Uncle Billy. Uncle Billy.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
He's not doing so well. And also he eats so terribly.
He does.
Like you can do that in your 30s, you know?
Yeah. Although my Pap, he's still 91 and he eats fried food like they're going out of style.
Then there are those annoying people who could just eat whatever, like in the Super Size Me documentary, there's a guy who's had a Big Mac a day for like 20 years. And his like cholesterol levels are pristine.
Really? Wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's probably not my Pap, but he's 91, so apparently he did something right.
Yes. He's got good strong bones, I guess.
I guess so. Which I guess is good for me.
Yes, it is. It bodes well.
Yeah.
All righty. Thank you,